My name's Jim Ernest, and I own Ramtown Karate here in Dixon, California. I've been practicing martial arts since 1973. You can make a real case that karate is one of the most healthy sports in the world. And the way you make that case is, Okinawa was where karate was founded and has the most practitioners, original practitioners. Okinawa has the most centenarians, or people over 100 years old, in the world. Most classes are based on an hour and 15 minutes. The traditional way, if you're, say, hey, I'm a new karate teacher, how do I make a lesson plan? Take 60 minutes, divide it by 3, 20, 20, 20. The first 20 is warm up and exercise. The second 20 is learning your techniques and then building up to a faster speed with those techniques. And the last 20 minutes is sparring or some type of practical application. Periodization means that you don't do the same thing all the time. So using periodization, that is taking your months of a particular type of training and then change it. So you don't get the repetitive use injuries, you don't get the psychological burnout that you would get otherwise. This month is sport specific. That means they're actually doing the moves that they would do if they were competing. Next month might be, say, strength building. And we're trying to actually slow it down, get full range of motion, build strength without any real ballistic type of movement, and it's kind of a healing type of month where they're getting stronger, they're developing stronger ligaments, stronger muscles and muscle fiber, and they're not hurt. And then maybe the next period would be, let's go into a little bit of plyometric training. Plyometrics would be something, say, jumping off of a box. Your nervous reaction to landing on the floor would be to spring up against it. Otherwise, of course, you collapse on the floor. And we use that reflex along with a mental muscular explosion to make people use more of their fast twitch muscle fibers. The way that the nervous system connects to the body actually improves, and you get more muscle fibers exploding. And then there's months where we put it all together, and that's the actual competitive moves. We have a classical, unforgivingly perfectionist set of forms that people are asked to do. In those forms, your feet have to be in the right position. You have the weight on the right part of your feet. You're shifting your weight from leg to leg, and your hips have to be engaged with your feet and legs with a certain timing, and they turn so that as you shift and turn your hips, it generates power to the upper body. And this is done in all kata. One thing that the students find fun is what we call man in the middle. So you say you've learned a particular thing, like how to get out of a wrist grab or a choke. We put somebody in the middle with 3 or 4 people around them, and we have one person at a time attack this person in the middle. And now they're trying their technique at a faster, more practical level. We also have kumite, which is free sparring. You're going to a realistic speed and timing and nothing prepared, and now you're seeing if you can synthesize what you've learned with the kata and with the slower training into something that's free-flowing and automatic. Okay, the knee injuries. The worst one is the ACL. That's when somebody jumps up in the air, they're spinning around in the air, and their foot engages the floor as they drop their weight. The knee twists and pops. That's pretty much that for that athlete. Like, people think I'm just nuts in class sometimes. I don't think I'll have them walking when we're first warming up. Hit to the middle of your heel, to the middle of the ball of your foot, to the middle of your toes. And I'm doing all this thing to balance, and we're watching the way they walk. Do they sway? Are they putting more weight on one side? And we're trying to balance these athletes and then we have them stepping exactly how they're going to step in competition, slowly. And we're watching the direction of their knee, and is their knee extending over their toes too much, putting too much pressure on the ligaments and the cartilage, and et cetera, so that when they get, and then we do the strengthening section of the periodization. Hopefully when it all comes together and that athlete makes that random fast step, their knee's in the right spot, their foot's in the right spot, and nothing happens.